All right, everyone, try number 3.
Jesus
Episode
Christ.
36 of the Casey and Tyler show come to you from Zoom since Riverside was just not
Fuck
working.
Riverside. They suck.
Quite the show for you guys today. Sorry if I'm not as enthusiastic. It's my third time doing this. We got some sports news updates today. Some big stuff that happened. We'll obviously do a recap of the conference championship weekend. And then do a little mini Super Bowl preview. We won't, do a full preview. Got to save that content for next week, but do a little bit of what we think of, what our coverage might look like and just kind of chat about it a little bit. But, anything you'd like to say, Casey, before we get started?
Let's just do it.
Yeah, let's do it. Casey, probably the biggest news this year. Tom Brady calls it quits, or not this year, but this week. Tom Brady calls it quits. Interestingly enough, same day last year he called it quits, February 1st. So February 1st is officially Tom Brady retires day. NFL all-time leader in passing yards, touchdowns, 7 Super Bowls. That's ridiculous. In my opinion, the undisputed GOAT. I mean, it just doesn't get much better than that. And then obviously next year he's heading to Fox on a 10-year, $375 million deal to be an analyst over there. Brady's doing all right post-divorce, I would say. And we were chatting before we got interrupted rudely on our other platform that we won't name.
Riverside, because they fucking suck.
What would a quarterback have to do to get into the conversation? I don't think we'll ever see 7 Super Bowls again. That's more than any franchise has.
Yeah, no, I would say 7's definitely is probably never going to happen again by one person.
I agree.
But it's like, I mean, I would say if you can get 4, maybe 5, but your stats are just so far ahead of Tom Brady, like you are like number 1. Like you're setting records, like career records. Like you're throwing for 5,000 yards almost every year. You're like you have career shit of well over. I don't even know who's number 1 right now.
In what
wise career passing?
It's Brady. Brady's the all-time leader in passing yards and touchdowns.
Yeah, so I mean, if you pass him in that, like you're like way far ahead of him.
I would say this. This isn't going to be completely accurate, but I did see that like Brady didn't throw for more than 30 touchdowns in a season until he was in his 30s. He didn't have his first like 4 or 5,000. So he started late by all means, but granted, he played longer than anybody has.
Yeah, he played
Mahomes,
what, 40 something?
45, 46.
Yeah.
Mahomes, on the other hand, has started fast. And I think if Mahomes plays until he's 40, which in today's NFL, with how much protection quarterbacks get, you could see you could easily do it. So I think if Mahomes continues on this pace, granted, I don't know if he'll have the Super Bowls, but I for sure think that he'll be well up there as far as yards and touchdowns go. I also think that Burrow could do it because in today's NFL, you're just seeing more high-powered offenses. They're not playing how Michigan likes to play football. They're not running the ball 70 times a game, right?
Right.
So I definitely think I think that it's like one of those things like the quintessential like LeBron Jordan argument. LeBron's never going to probably get 6. Just hold on, let me finish. The 6 rings is like the one thing that LeBron will never catch. Granted, he's about to be the all-time leading scorer. So I guess it's how you quantify what a GOAT is. I do think that it's incredibly difficult to win a Super Bowl. So getting 7, he'll always just be in a different echelon. But I think Mahomes and those cats can definitely make an argument. Because there is no there's always the argument like Rodgers is more talented than Brady, but he's not as good of a winner or a leader. So and I think Mahomes has all the arm talent in the world. And like we just mentioned, he could play till he's 40, 42. So I definitely think that we'll see a quarterback in our lifetime make a run at the all-time passing yards and touchdowns. And we've already seen like Breeze like took over it, and then now Brady surpassed Breeze. So we've already seen it change quite a bit. So I think it'll be interesting to watch as these young quarterbacks, whether it's Burrow, Mahomes, Allen, Herbert, see how long they go and how, what they can do. But I think you're distracting me. Sorry.
Sorry.
You're good.
I
You're
just
good.
I just
Yeah.
thought about that.
That's big news. Yeah. I saw a lot of people that were like, this is like the biggest retirement ever. I would say no, just because like I think a lot of people expected it to come. He didn't look the same this year. He looked dejected at times. And I'm interested to see, we talked about this earlier this week, whether or not he's going to be a good analyst. I was talking about with my dad. My dad's like, I mean, maybe. I just think he's kind of a weirdo, but we'll see, I guess. I mean, Fox already gave him like pretty much a life. Brady's going to be like 60 by the time he's done with that contract. So,
right.
So that's going to be interesting to see. But shout out to Tom Brady. Thanks, for, I'm not obviously the biggest Pats fan, but it was incredible to witness a dynasty like that, because that's like when we have kids and we tell them that like Brady won 6 Super Bowls with the Patriots, they're gonna be like, what do you mean? Like that's like, not possible.
For like a long period of time, I think it was for like almost 20 years, or maybe not 20 years, for like a long time. It was like the AFC Super Bowls. It was Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, and Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah, it was like
those three guys were in the AFC, or like were the 3 quarterbacks representing the AFC in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it was
except for like maybe like I think 2 years possibly, because like
there was like a random right. But I remember seeing that graphic. It was like Brady, Roethlisberger, Brady, Manning, Roethlisberger, Brady, Roethlisberger. It was like what?
Yeah.
So
I mean, dude was winning, like if there was a stretch to where he was winning Super Bowls, or at least going to the Super Bowl every other year.
Yeah. No, for sure. And not to mention, just like that coincided was just like all-time greatness in Boston. Like the Celtics won championships, the Bruins won championships, the Red Sox won championships. So like if you are in Boston during this stretch, like I mean, Dave Portnoy talks about all the time. The reason like Barstool was they rose with like the Patriot dynasty and all that stuff. Right. He's like, without the success of all those sport teams, we might not be as successful as we are today. So
I saw something. I remember like there's this kid. He's like 16 years old. This is like a while ago.
I hate
16 years 16 years old, and I have 11 championships. Go fuck yourself.
Dude, at one point he had more championships than he did age. He was like 11 and had 12 titles or something.
Right?
Like
fuck
what?
You, dude.
I remember because every year he would show up with a sign with one ad, and I'm like, we just can't even get one.
Yeah, it was like it was like pretty much a Boston team pretty much went no more than 2 years without a championship.
Yeah, I mean, like if the Patriots lost the Super Bowl, the Celtics won the NBA Finals. It was like, okay,
or
you're
Sox
still doing all right.
Yeah, or the Sox won it in October or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think the Sox won 04, 07, 13, 18. And then in between
Patriots
all those,
have 03.
They have a ton. I mean,
they have 6.
They have 6 since 2002 or something like that. So that's incredible. I wanted to bring this up. We didn't get a chance to talk about this. Max Homa.
Oh, wait! Before you bring this up, sorry, I want to bring one more thing up since you brought him up. Let's talk about how LeBron was fucking flopping and crying on the court Monday night against the Celtics. Fouled. I mean, that was the cleanest block in the history in the NBA. Dude didn't get touched. And then
he is just patently false.
And he is just laying on the ground. He is like, they went to commercial break and they came back and he was still laying on the ground.
I know it was a little over the top. It was a little over the top. I will agree with that. He definitely got fouled. Do you know what time we started this at?
No.
Okay, well, let's just assume we have like 25 minutes left. 30 minutes left. Max Homa wins at Torrey Pines. Certified closer. There's a crazy stat that Max Homa's just never finished second. So if he's in contention, he just wins the tournament. Max Homa quickly becoming one of my favorite golfers on tour. He did
I love
something
Max
really,
Homa.
really cool during the Farmers Insurance, where he was mic'd up for an entire hole. And it'll be interesting to see if we see that more going forward. I know we both listened to the John Rahm interview today, and he was a little hesitant about it, and I could see why, but I think
No,
for
he said
certain,
he'll do it. He's just not. He's not going to have it in his ear when he's hitting. He
yeah,
said
but
he'll
Homa
have,
did.
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't.
I agree. I'm just saying that I think there's certain guys that would like be like, yeah, that doesn't bother me. And then obviously for certain guys, like I'm sorry, if I lost a stroke because of that, I would lose my mind. So golf's already too much of a mental sport. I can see why. But I think it's cool. The on-course interviews, that kind of stuff. I think it gives you a little bit more insight. And granted, it's not for everybody. I would like to think that Tiger Woods in his prime would have never done it because he's there to do one thing, and that's to win.
Right.
So
I mean, I think what they should do, honestly, I mean, yes, I think that's a cool concept. But like what they should do is almost after 9, interview everyone. Don't do it in the middle of a hole just because like you're gonna catch someone after a bad shot and like you already have it scheduled, and they're just gonna be like, go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
And then that person looks bad at that point. And
Right.
it's just, why not just interview everyone after 9 and be like, how'd your front 9 go? What do you expect to do on the back 9?
Yeah,
And
well, you think with every other sport besides like NASCAR, they have like in-game interviews. Like you see the coach, even if it's just one question, they have the coaches before halftime, that they'll ask a question. In baseball, they'll mic up somebody in the dugout. So like it's common. I feel like,
but a coach is different than a player. I mean, I would say you can talk to that maybe Matt mic up the caddy and be like, hey, what would you do? What are you going to tell him in this situation? And like more go that, or I mean, if you want to get that, because I think what they're trying to do is get more of the golfer caddy talk and how like they're just like this like figuring out what the hell they're doing on a shot. Maybe not mic them up. It's called get better technology and actually have someone right by them.
Yeah,
with a
and
better
I
mic
think it's all about insight, right? Because it's like even if you're a casual golf fan, if you hear like you can go on YouTube and like Google like Jordan Spieth, Michael Greller, like best moments, and their conversations are fascinating. What they talk about before a shot and stuff, and like caddies trying to talk their players off the ledge and be like, we don't need to be that aggressive here. Like we do not need to hit that shot. So
yeah.
I thought it was really cool. After Homa won, he went to his local muni, played in his weekly skins game, came in first place and won $400. Like that's just an all-time story. Like it's like, yeah, I just won 1.2 million, but I'm still gonna go kick a bunch of randoms asses.
Look, look, first PGA golfer we get on the podcast, I will be their number one fan, and they will jump everyone. They will jump JT.
I don't care who it is.
Jump who it is.
Brett Snedeker, like number one fan. I don't care.
Let's go Max Homa first.
Yeah. I was gonna bring up some stuff about Patrick Reed. He's unbelievably unlikable.
Him and Rory shit.
Yeah, he threw a tee at Rory. Okay, so he came up to Rory because they're playing in Dubai this week, and he came up to Rory and tried to like wish him a happy new year on January 26th. 26 days later. That's weird to begin with. That
is weird.
And then Rory ignored him because Patrick Reed served Rory papers on Christmas Eve at his house. If you were Rory, you're just gonna be like, yeah, it's all good, man. Like, no way, man. What world Patrick Reed lives in to like be so not self-aware and then throws a tee at his feet. And then he had the whole controversy with his ball going into the tree. He claims that was his ball. Just bizarre stuff. And shout out to Rory. He goes birdie to beat Patrick Reed by 1. Good start for the world number 1, Rory McIlroy. I'm so excited golf's back. I'm so excited for the Waste Management Open coming up the same week as Super Bowl week. That's going to be electric.
Is that starting a day early, or are they just?
I'm not sure. I have to look into that.
Early?
Yeah,
because I could see them start instead of like pushing everything up. You know what I mean? Or like maybe starting both sides and like having the people that are obviously in like have no shot in winning.
So last year it was also during Super Bowl weekend, and they did play on Sunday. They just started early, and I think the reason they didn't do it last week is because there was 2 games. So there's no way they could have been done by 3, but there's a good chance they can be done by 6:30.
They'll be done by unless there's a playoff.
Right. And if there is, well, then we'll be flipping back and forth, I guess. So excited that golf's back. I'm excited
back and forth.
I'm going to watch the playoff. I don't care about the kickoff.
Dude, I care. I'll be betting to see if there's a touchback or not.
That's true. All the prop bets. I was just gonna say I'm excited to talk about golf. I'm glad golf's back. Hopefully it's a good year, and we have that PGA Tour documentary coming out. On Netflix,
February 15th, right?
Yep. Kellen Moore becomes the offensive coordinator for the Chargers. Feels like this is a good hire for the Chargers, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I was reading about it, and when Herbert had his best season, it was in the same type of offense that Kellen Moore likes to run, and then they hired Lombardi, and he kind of changed up the offense. So hopefully this will be a good thing for Justin Herbert and his development. I mean, for Kellen Moore to get scapegoated out of that whole thing is crazy, and now Mike McCarthy's going to call plays in Dallas. Good luck. I'm a Kellen Moore guy, Boise State, man. I mean, I'm a Kellen Moore guy. NFL ups the cap to $224.8 million. This roughly gives teams $16.5 million more dollars to use this offseason. Pretty cool.
Good for the Lions.
Yeah, good for the Lions. That should I think I saw today they were talking like with the projected cuts that people anticipate them to make, they should have somewhere around 40 to 50 million in cap space, which should allow them to go out and get some impact players.
They can at least get probably one guy to like a max deal if they're
interested in that.
Yeah.
They're talking about a couple linebackers like Trey Edmonds or Levante David. And then there's a corner, James Bradbury for the Eagles that apparently the Lions are pretty interested in. I'm interested to see what they do in free agency because I think it'll tell us a lot about what they're looking to do in the draft.
Do you think I saw something earlier? Do you think they try to go after T. Higgins for a trade?
I wouldn't give up any capital for a wide receiver. I think there's just a plethora of them.
Right.
If you're that desperate for a wide receiver, I'd rather take like Quintez Johnson with the 6th pick. And then you have him on a rookie deal for 5 years. I mean, T. Higgins is a dog. I just don't think that's like a glaring need to have to give up like a first rounder.
Right. I'm not saying give up a first round pick, but
I'd give up like a second maybe just because I think T. Higgins is that good. But
yeah.
But yeah, and he's going to want to be paid too. You got a lot of guys on this team that are going to need to be paid in the next 2-3 years. So, Jazz Chisholm Jr. Is going to be on the cover for MLB The Show. This feels like a miss, Casey.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
I mean, he's a likable guy. I mean, is he a
superstar though?
But you have to think about it. You're not going after the actual baseball fan. Yes, you are, but you have to bring in the kid market too. You know what I mean? You have to think about the more of the kids side than the actual baseball fan. Yeah, I love the fucking show. I buy the show every fucking year. The show's a really fun game to me. I love either doing the road to the show and creating a player and working my way up through the minors into the majors, or starting a team and building a team for like in a franchise and all that. I love doing that. But it's one of those things to where on that cover, I mean, I buy the game. I buy the game because I'm a baseball fan. Yeah. To a kid, they probably were like, oh, I like Jazz Chisholm. I'm going to buy it because of that reason.
Yeah, that's fair. I just felt like, I don't know.
I mean, who else do you put on it?
I mean, Rafi.
I mean,
Vlad Guerrero Jr. Was he already on one?
He was on it this past year.
I mean, was Mike Trout been on one? What about Ohtani?
Or was
2 years ago he was on it. 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Well, anyway, I mean, I don't know. There's like Ronald Acuna Jr. I don't know. I just feel like
there's a lot of guy, but I mean, Chaz Chisholm, he's a likable guy.
Yeah, no, he is, and I think Miami's on the come up. Maybe they're trying to, I don't know. I had to put it.
I don't want Rafi on it. I don't want Rafi on it. I don't know if there's like the curse.
Yeah, fuck like that. The Madden curse.
Fuck that.
I don't need that. Pro Bowl week, Casey. You excited to watch?
I watched the skills challenge last night. That was pretty fun. AFC kicked ass. That defensive end from Cincinnati, dog.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like
I think
Hernandez, what's his name?
Henderson or something like
Henderson
that.
or something.
Trey
Yeah.
Henderson, I
Trey
think.
Henderson, dude can. There was a
He's a
thing where
freak.
it's like a punt. They shoot the ball up from a jug machine and they
Yeah.
have to catch it. He had like 4 balls in his hand and had to catch a football and he caught it.
Yeah, I think it's good. Like, I'm glad the NFL is trying to do different things with Pro Bowl week, because the idea of after the season that they were playing a tackle football game seemed ludicrous to me. Like, this
Well,
is already a dangerous.
back in the day, they used to play.
I think that's ludicrous. If I was a player, I'd be like, no, I don't want to. I'm not going to go get tackled for
I'd love
no
that shit.
reason.
I still remember the Pro Bowl when Sean Taylor hit the piss out
Yeah,
of
see,
someone.
that's why they can't do it anymore, because people do. These are people's lives at stake.
Dude fucking came up and hit the absolute shit
I remember
out of
that.
someone. Oh my God. All right, I love Sean Taylor.
I'm glad. Yeah, he's a dog. I'm glad. Or yeah, rest in peace. I'm glad they're trying to do different things to make it,
It's a flag,
safer and
right?
Yeah, it's flag, which I think will be
The
interesting
game
to
Sunday?
see. Probably. Yeah. I'm gonna take this one off. This was kind of old news.
Sunday.
We already talked about this.
Yep.
Niners and Jimmy G are likely to part ways next season. Also, the Raiders are allowing Derek Carr to speak to teams.
Well, did you hear what he said at the Pro Bowl?
No.
Oh my, or at the thing. So
What?
during the skills challenge, he made a joke that like they were asking him. So he was supposedly really hot during a drill. He was like, yeah, they're like, he was like, I've never been this hot in Las Vegas. That's why I'm going to another team. Or something in that regard that like he was like, yeah, I've never been this hot in Las Vegas. And they were like, and he was like, yeah, because I'll be going to another team or something like that.
So Aaron, this week in golf, it's the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, which is like, a lot of people's favorite event. And Aaron Rodgers is playing in it this week. And he was on the tee. And I don't know if a fan asked him or if he was mic'd up and got asked it. And he was like, I can tell you right now, I will not be playing for the 49ers next year. And I was like, so he's going to the Jets. That seems like,
well, it's because I think there's probably some hostility between him and, well, never mind. I get them two mixed up all the time.
LaFleur and Shanahan. Yeah. No, yeah. I don't think there's any hostility. I just think I don't know that he loves San Fran. He does have land in Nashville, and the Titans might be in the market for a quarterback. Keep that in mind.
I could see Vegas.
With Devontae, I could totally see that. And that, like, Vegas is obviously like a flashy town. That'd be a flashy move for sure. Bama hired your boy. Notre Dame's offensive coordinator Reese is heading to Bama to fill Bill O'Brien's shoes. I don't know.
Sick.
Good for Reese, I guess. Probably gonna go get a natty next year. And the last thing on the agenda, unless anything else comes to mind, is Kyrie Irving has requested a trade from the Brooklyn Nets. Do you think we'll see him reunite with LeBron in LA?
That's what everyone thinks.
Yeah,
the
LeBron
Lakers,
tweeted.
I mean, the Lakers playoff or the championship odds jumped. Like it went from like, I think 8,500 to like 3,000 since Kyrie said he wants to request a trade. So most likely I would say a swap between Westbrook and Kyrie and then maybe some draft picks.
Yeah, I think LeBron tweeted right after it with like an eye emoji and then a king crown. Obviously I think that's something LeBron wants, and I think it's a move. If the Lakers want to make a run, they have to change up something. Despite how you feel about LeBron, at his age, he's still balling out. And I feel like LeBron knows if he's going to win another title, he has to do it soon. So, be interesting to see if they reunite. I don't know why anyone would want Kyrie on their team though. He's just an all-time bad. Case. Yeah, and it's like he's just such a distraction. And maybe LeBron feels like a change of scenery. He comes play with LeBron, and LeBron's, was like, we've made it work before. I know how to deal with them type of thing. I feel bad for KD. KD signed this deal with the Nets, and just nothing has gone right. Whether it's Ben Simmons or James Harden, like, I mean, I hate to say I feel bad for someone like Kevin Durant, but like, dude, nothing's worked there.
Dude, I love Kevin Durant. I feel so bad for him.
Yeah, it's just like what is he supposed to do, man? Every teammate they bring in for him is nuts. Absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I got. I'm trying to think. I think that's it.
That's it.
That's all I got. Let's move to conference championship recap.
Okay.
One of the big talks, obviously, was the officiating. All I'm gonna say is this: the officiating needs to be more consistent. They need to make officials full-time employees. Officials need to be held more accountable, and we need to start utilizing technology a little bit better. That's all I got to say. I think if the NFL wants to get rid of all this nonsense, then they need to make these officials full-time employees. Like I said, there needs to be training, and they need to be with the same crew all year. And just like in the MLB, you can get relegated out of your, like, if you're in the MLB and you suck, they'll send you back to the minors. Now, I know we don't have a minor league in NFL, but you can just not be a ref until you do enough training or pass enough tests or whatever it may be. There's got to be a solution. And I think the NFL this offseason is going to be taking a nice long look about how they can shore up officiating in the NFL, because after a great game like that was, all the talk was about the officiating, and that takes away from the product.
I mean, but you're talking about, okay, well, an extra down. I mean,
I'm just saying that that's what the talk was. I'm not saying I agree or disagree with any of the calls.
I mean, it's just it's one of those things. I mean, yes, I get it that there were a lot of bad calls in that Bengals Chiefs game, but it's also the refs didn't sack Joe Burrow 5 times. The refs didn't help the Chiefs get 2 interceptions. I mean,
Burrow got the ball back twice in the fourth quarter with the chance to win and didn't do it. So yes, I don't know. Like, come on.
I mean, it's like, come on. I mean, I get it. Yeah. But it's also the Chiefs didn't score that drive where they got that extra possession.
Right. I know. So I guess my whole thing is like, this has been a constant thing, but it's been all
year. No, but it's been all year.
Then you think back to like that game between the Saints and the Vikings with that massive PI that just didn't get called at the end of the game. You know what I mean? It's just like, hate when it feels like it comes down to the refs deciding. And like, I like, make no qualms about it. That was a flag against Mahomes. Like, he had 2 feet out of bounds. You got to know better. It stinks, but like that was a flag. It was a flag in the first quarter. It's a flag in the fourth quarter. So the one other thing, did you hear what Arian Foster said about the NFL giving out scripts?
I think that's just
he was trolling. Like he was
trolling.
Yeah. But a lot of people have ran with it. And I saw, like, this is horrible, but it was like a picture of a pit bull, and it was like Michael Vick's dogs when they saw the scripts for 2011, and it was like a pit bull, like, and I was like, guys, taking this too far. Way too far. So I love when the internet runs with stories like this, because I saw like
honestly, like, there's probably people that legitimately probably think Arian Foster's like,
he was 100% trolling, but the internet has just ran with it.
Like, yeah, they get a script because that's their fucking playbook.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about the 49ers Eagles game. Eagles roll them 31-7. Purdy goes down with a UCL injury. It's basically Tommy John is what will be required. And a lot of talk after this game. You know, it sucks because without you know, what the 49ers were on their 4th and 5th string quarterbacks, like 3rd, 4th, 5th string quarterbacks.
They were on their 4th string quarterback. Then he got hurt. So then they had to run the Wildcat with McCafferty. They were on their 4th string.
Yeah. So, it sucks because it just totally took away from the product. Like, this is not what you wanted to see, like, as a fan. And there was a lot of talk after this game whether the NFL should implement the emergency QB rule, which basically would be like a roster exemption with injuries that you always can, like, dress at least 3 quarterbacks. So you had a chance to sign a free agent or grab someone else off of someone else's practice squad. So in the event that your 3rd and 4th string quarterback go down, you at least have someone that can throw the football. And I would like to see that, because I think that especially in a championship game like this, they put Brock Purdy back in and he could not throw the football, but they didn't have another choice. So I do think that's something I would like to see the NFL do. It's so rare that it wouldn't really affect the outcome of the game, but it's like the emergency goalie in hockey. If it happened, it'd be great television. Like some local kid from like San Fran Community College, just is like Javin Kilgo, like suits up. Like maybe he gets a chance to go in and throws a couple touchdowns.
Right.
It'd be a great story. Or he'd throw like 4. We got 10 minutes. That's good. Or he'd throw 4 picks and you'd be like, this is why he's the emergency quarterback. So Eagles look damn good, man. They look damn good.
They did.
Excited to see them match up with the Chiefs. Obviously, Bengals at Chiefs. We kind of alluded to this just a second ago, but Chiefs win 23-20. Great game. Typical AFC North football or AFC football game in the playoffs. Cold. Burrow had, like I said, 2 chances in the fourth quarter to win or tie the game. Didn't get it done. I think he threw a pick and then turned it over on downs the other time where they had a punt. This is going to be a rivalry for years to come. Obviously, all the talk of it being Burrowhead kind of backfired. I thought what Travis Kelce said to the mayor of Cincinnati afterwards was hilarious.
That shit was. I love Travis Kelce.
Know your place and shut your mouth, you jabroni, or something like that. It was great. And then I think one of the things that like stood out to me the most as a Lions fan is Chris Jones, the interior defensive lineman for the Chiefs, is just a problem. And if we could get a guy like that in Detroit and pair him along with Josh Pascal, Aiden Hutchinson, James Houston, yes, best is going to be one of the best defensive lines in the NFC. I think when you have that interior presence that can not only stop the run, but gets pressure up the middle, and then you force a quarterback to have to roll out, Hutchinson's just there. You know what I mean? So it just made me want Jalen Carter even more. Now, I don't know if he'll fall to 6, and we'll do plenty of draft shows, obviously. But that was just like, I mean, he is a difference maker on that defensive line. So
that's why I wanted what's his name last year,
Jordan Davis. Yep. We had 2 players on the Lions make the all defensive rookie team. Malcolm Rodriguez, Aiden Hutchinson both made the defensive all rookie team. Shout out to them. We probably got 7, almost 8 minutes left. Casey, you looking forward to the Super Bowl?
Looking forward to the Super Bowl, but let's talk about that in the next week. Let's talk about volleyball last week.
We did good. We
did good. We have to give them an update because last week we were dog shit.
Dude, we were highly competitive.
Highly competitive. We played a team that was like what's Adrian College? They're D3?
D3.
A Division 3 college volleyball team. We played them.
Yeah.
And we fucking we didn't almost beat them.
Dude, the first game we lost
scored
by
like 16 points.
I think we lost 25-17 the first game, and I was like, we got that. And we started off with like a 8-1 lead. We were like, what is happening? Yes. You know what I mean? They were super cool to play against, and we were competitive in the next game as well. We definitely took a massive leap forward. Massive leap. We also recruited some talent. There's a chick that showed up that clearly's played volleyball before. It kind of was like getting our shit together, but she was only there for the second game. So I was pretty impressed.
She was good, but like we fucked ourselves with the whole rotating thing.
Yeah, we can't do that again.
She liked to stay in one spot. I mean, like we can do it. We just have to do a better job.
We 100,000% served out of turn because we had an extra person. So we were rotating and then also had someone that would come in from the side, and I'd come in. I'd be like, I haven't served in I don't know how long, but I don't know when the last time Casey served either. And I'm totally fine getting my serve skipped. Dude, although I will say I served much better last week.
Yes, you did.
So I got
at least over the net.
I got at least over the net. So I'm fired up for this week. It's going to be a lot of fun.
There's going to be no Bree.
Yep. So I think it'll just be us 4, right? The sub from I can't remember her name.
I think Caitlin.
I think it's Caitlin.
Something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. She's taller than I am. That's all I know. So that's good for us. But yeah, when we got that lead against the Adrian College team, I was ready to start running my mouth, and I had to humble myself and be like, they could easily go on a 20-0 run. Yep. And then it'll be all for naught.
Oh, I mean, it was like the second game when we lost 25-4.
Yeah. I mean, I think they were like, oh, that was fun. That was cute. Now let's, So, looking forward to volleyball this week. Hopefully we can keep the positive momentum going. It was funny. All the people like watching us play were like cheering for us kind of, because I think they saw last week that we kind of sucked and that we were better this week. And we're like the league's favorite underdog team. They just want to pinch our cheeks and tell us good job. You know what I mean?
Pretty
It's
much.
like, you guys tried, good try. You know what I mean? So that was fun. That was fun. I enjoyed that. And it should be, I don't know, more competitive this week. And then obviously Super Bowl week, we play early, which is super nice.
Play the first two games. The first
so
two games.
Get out of there, be home by like 3:30 at the latest. It'd be super nice. So, but all right, that's all I got. Show 36.
Me too. That's all I got. Fuck Riverside. They suck. Thank you.
We don't got an outro song, so it's just gonna be a hard end.
A hard end. I mean, yeah, we can't play an actual song because we might get.
We'll get DMAC'd.
Be like, be like copyright.
Right. Yeah. So, all right. Well, we love you guys. We'll see you next week for episode 37. We'll do a bunch of Super Bowl talk. Love you guys.